this brother, in the talk of yesterday, he was saying that in our relationship with God, trust is essential because our relationship has to be like our relationship with other beings, with other human beings. And you were present the previous week, Nat, and you remember what were the qualities of a satisfying relationship, or a fulfilling relationship that were, what were, which were the tolerance, acceptance,
trust each other,
yes,
and mutual respect,
yes,
mutual caring,
yes. This was
open-hearted communication.
Very good. And all these conditions are, we can have the same relationship with God. But what happens? That God has other qualities that different from human beings. And what are these qualities? You remember, Nuhu, that we saw them yesterday. God is, all begins with in. God is invisible.
Immeasurable. Existence or immeasurable?
Yes, immeasurable, but it is written a bit different. Immeasurable. Yes, and omnipresent. And another word with era intangible. Intangible. So that's why we need trust, because he's invisible, he's immeasurable, and he's intangible, but what does it mean that he's omnipresent?
In everywhere.
Very good, that he is everywhere. Although we can't see him, he is everywhere, in every being. And that's why we have these beautiful singers as Soundgarden, that they say that our essence, they sing, he sings from this place, from the place of love, from the place of universal love, which is a place which recognizes that we are all the same, and our essence is the same. But to have a relationship with God, we have to trust and to step into another dimension, a dimension that is beyond senses, because we have to trust in something that we can't see, but we can feel it, and we can experience it. Okay, my friends. Well, today we'll continue with the interview. We will see now, watch a couple of minutes more, 3 or 4 minutes. And I don't know if you remember when we watched the first part, what was like an introduction, that he talked about what? Do you remember? It's your turn. I'm talking too much today.
About to be inspired for nature in that place.
Yes, because he was where?
I don't remember.
He went to a concert, to a festival, a music festival in Slovenia. And yes, and he also, let me share. Yes, he also talked about the interviewer asked him how he learned to play the guitar, and what did he say? Do you remember?
I remember he say if he was inspired for some music in India like bhajans or
Yes, like mantras and bhajans and kirtans.
and
Yes.
kirtans, and he decided to do this kind of music and don't do commercial music.
Yes, this is very, this is the most important thing here. And yes, he said that he had learned by ear to play music. And he had copied his brother, because his brother was also a guitar player, and that's where how he learned. Well, and now we are going to watch the following part of this beautiful interview, and that is more profound. And let's pay attention to what the interviewer says. That how the music, the impact that Sam Garrett's music had in her life. Okay, let's see a bit of some minutes more, and then we'll comment and see some vocabulary. And try to tune your ear, because it has no subtitles. So let's try to understand as more as we can. It's a challenge, my friends.
Well, I gotta say, your music is very powerful. It helped me in my darkest hours. I would often listen to your songs when I was struggling with anxiety and panic attacks. And I'm not gonna say that it magically helped me every time, because that would be an illusion. But I do remember one time specifically while having a panic attack and there was no one around me to help me. So I just put on your song on YouTube, and that was the first time ever that I managed to calm down on my own and lift myself up from that worst feelings of fear. And it was such an amazing experience for me at the time. What I'm trying to say is that your music is obviously very powerful. It's got something more to it, and to be able to create such powerful songs, I'm sure you must have gone through some dark moments yourself. Is that so?
Yeah, of course, we all do. As long as you're a human being, you're going to have to taste suffering. You're going to have to feel fear and pain. And it's a necessary part of the play. It's a necessary part of life. Because I know in my own case, and also for friends and family that I know, you know, some of the most profound awakening moments or healing moments came from having to face that fear and that darkness. So a lot of people think, you know, we should just try to avoid that or get around it or push it under the rug, and we don't really talk about it. But for me, those moments have been really important in my life, because it's helped me to really step deeper into my power, to become clearer, to have clarity on who I truly am and what my place is here in this world at this time. And so I'm deeply grateful for those moments, because it's really helped to just shape the way that I live, and to be grateful for life, to give thanks for life, because life is so precious, and we can give so much energy and so much importance to these things that don't really matter, and yet we are alive. And to just understand that, just to know that you are alive, that in and of itself is the gift.
Yeah, so your songs bring out a lot of joy and a feeling of connection. So would you say that you get inspired also by the unpleasant emotions, by the darkness as well, or you're focusing just on the light?
No, absolutely. I think life is joy. I don't think it's, like my guru said, it's not necessarily the joy about something. Oh, because this thing happened, then I'm happy. But it's just the natural state of happiness and joy of existence. And many of us, we've never experienced that. We've never been able to access that part of ourselves. And so many people are still looking to find that joy, not realizing that that joy is the very fragrance of their being. That joy and that peace and that happiness that everyone actually longs for, to just be content, to be at peace, at home, to be resting inside your own self. That's the natural state, and I've come to see that, you know, and so from that place the music comes, because it's a joy to remind that we are here, and life is a blessing, life is a gift, and we forget that, you know, so for me it's a joy to remind.
And how do you see this New Age movement today? Do you believe that the collective consciousness is rising, that there's this part of humanity that is rapidly changing, or do you also see some issues in it? How do you perceive the spirituality of today, maybe like the pros and the cons of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's both, you know. I'm not really here to judge or say what's right or wrong, you know, because all I can do is live my own life, and I don't really have this feeling to be like pointing a finger at anyone or anything, because I feel like life is good, life is okay, you know, but with everything, you know, this is the paradox of life. The more that there's this great awakening and people discovering themselves, there's also going to be the opposite. There's going to be, you know, war and violence and starvation and hunger, and so it's both, you know, it's like this, it's the yin and the yang of life, but beneath all of that is the space, the substratum, the space of being, of presence, of love. And I know that that's here always. The love of God is here always. It doesn't matter what happens on this plane of reality. Beneath all of this, there's a space that we have access to. And that's really the purpose of my music, is to remind people of that space and to see that really love is the way. Because we've tried many things. We've tried wars, we've tried these things, and still today is happening. But to come back to realize that that love lives inside of you, and that you are no different to me, that what I am is essentially what you are. We just appear in different forms and have different ideas and beliefs. But beyond that is that space where we are one, we are the one thing. So I don't really know the scene of spirituality. I'm not really interested in that. I'm not interested in scenes and fashion and all I don't really care about that, you know. I just care about being alive and, you know, doing whatever I can to be of service, and, you know, that's really where my focus is.
Okay. He says many interesting things and very beautiful things here. Do you remember what does the let me share the text again so we can take down notes and talk a bit about the vocabulary. What does the interviewer at the beginning, she talks about her experience and how he became to know about Sam Garrett's music, and what was he was in a difficult moment. What was happening to her? Could you listen?
Yes. Talk, yes.
Okay, she had got a panic attack in a special dark moment, and in this moment she listened the music of Sam Garrett, especially On My Own, or We Are Own.
Yeah, she said that she was by her own. She was alone at that moment. She was
Yes.
she has nobody to help her. And so what did she do? She put Sam Garrett's music on YouTube, and she said it helped me to calm down. Calm down. This is one of the verbs of a phrase, the phrasal verbs she uses. And the other one is that she said, your music lifts me up. What is when this verb, what does this verb mean? To lift up.
Rise
It
up.
means that it makes you
Rise up.
yes,
No?
right. Your mood changes and you feel better.
Better.
It makes you feel better. And to calm down, what is? When you are, what happens? If you calm down, is because before you were what? He uses when you are have a panic attack. What happens to you? That you feel? How do you feel?
Anxious, nervous.
No. Yes. No me
You
sale la
feel
palabra.
anxious, you feel nervous, so she listened to the music and the music calmed her down. Calm down, and if you calm down, you are more peaceful. You are quiet.
Quiet.
You are, or you can say you are at peace again. You feel relaxed again. Okay. And what does he replies? Because then she asked him if he also had the same experience, that he has gone through also through dark moments in life, or if his music has been inspired not only in beautiful moments, but in unpleasant situations. She uses this word, unpleasant situation. What is an unpleasant situation?
No placenteras, unpleasant, no?
Yes, it's, you know that many words in English are formed by the prefix "an," that means the opposite. So unpleasant is the opposite to a pleasant situation. If you go through an unpleasant situation, yes, how do you feel? You are not feeling. It's a bad feeling. You are. It's another way of saying that you are feeling, like you said, anxious or nervous. And what he says that what he replies to this, that his music, that everyone, what he replies when she asked him that if he also had these dark moments in his life.
Repetí la pregunta, pero en español, que no te entendí.
Que ella le pregunta, porque ella primero le habla de
Yes, I understand this first part, yes.
And then she asked him if she had felt the same in some moment of his life.
Yes.
If she has gone through dark moments in his life. And what does he answer?
We are human beings. We are human beings. We have to through the bad feeling.
Yes,
for example,
these bad feelings. And
yes. And it's necessary to awake or face fear and
and darkness.
Surrender the
Yes, and
feeling.
He also said these moments are blessing because lead us to a deeper understanding.
Yes, that's why he calls them awakening moments, that comes out of suffering. And he says the most awakening moments came from having to face fear and darkness.
Of course.
And he uses another verb that is most people try to avoid them. What is the opposite of avoid?
Face.
We were talking at the beginning of our meeting. We were
Avoid se me
talking
fue la palabra
about
avoid. Avoid es esquivar, sería, ¿no?
Evitar.
yes, or evitar.
Evitar.
Yes. So, what is the opposite?
To face,
To
enfrentar.
face, very good, or to accept also. And a synonym of avoid would be to reject or to resist. They are all similar verbs.
To face, porque
And the
remember...
opposite, yes, the opposite would be, yes, to face. That face, do you remember that we are, it can be used as a noun. We are always, it's a very usual a word in English, this face, and to face is the verb.
Sinónimo to face, what is sinónimo to face, de enfrentarse? Ahí me estaba acordando de otra forma, pero me salió eso.
It's the opposite as face, or yes, to accept, to surrender. They are not the same, but are similar. To face something,
Yes.
to take responsibility for something, to account for something. Yes. And he says, when he's talking about avoiding and these bad feelings that, or difficult or dark moments, that he says most people try to avoid them, or he uses this phrase, or push them under the rug. What is to push them, to push something under the
Esconderse,
rug?
algo así, ¿no?
It's like we say, tirar abajo de la alfombra.
Yes, because a rug,
Yes.
what is a rug? Yes. This, yes, that we have at the front door, and sometimes, and to sweep our feet. Yes, we push them under the rug. So we try to avoid them or hide them, or pretend that they are not there, they don't exist, and or to ignore them. And this is related also to what we were talking at the beginning, that what happened when we push them under the rug? They get caught in our body, these emotions and these feelings. And they have not to be there. They have to go out. But if we don't pay attention to them, or if we resist them, or if we ignore them, what happens? They come back stronger.
Yes.
It's like when,
because supreme these all of things, these emotions.
yes, it's like when someone is knocking at your door. It's knocking at your door and you don't answer. He knocks more louder for you to hear, until And sometimes that's why you say, you know, that many people that they say, oh, that they have situations that they are repeated in their lives. Huh? I'm sure that you have also gone, me too, through these situations, that you say, oh, it's always happening the same to me. It's again and again. Well, but because we are not seeing what we have to see. And with emotions, when we avoid them, or when we push them under the rug, and we don't pay attention to them, they end up manifesting in which? Through physical pain most of the time. Why? Because our body is the limit. We cannot pay attention to the physical pain. It's like what happened to you yesterday. You have a headache and you cannot say, oh, I avoid it. You have to be there, because physical pain, you can't avoid physical pain. And sometimes, but this is something that, and you remember that we were talking that this is something unconscious, our behavior most of the time. But this is something also that we have to, bit by bit, allow us to feel what comes. Just be open and feel. And this is the way why what emotions are transmuted and are transcended. Because what do we feel when what is to feel, or a dark moment? When we are sad and we want to cry, for example, and we cry. And what happens after we cry? If we cry consciously, what happens after this?
It's better.
There is peace. We find peace. We feel what? We feel relief.
Nos desahogamos, sería la palabra.
Yes, we feel relief.
Relief.
Yes.
Thank you, Nati. Comfort to instill to faith.
Yeah. And but this unconscious behavior that we have is that we have been used to think instead of feeling. And this is very, very unconscious. Why? Because this started in our childhood. Sometimes our pain was so strong that we went to our mind because we didn't want it to feel it. And it became a habit. And that's why this world is so full of people that can't stop thinking to them. And that's why this voice in our head has become, it is an illness. But the great news is that with a simple practice, but a conscious practice, we can start to change this. And the practice is like this: simply to feel more and think less. What do you think about this?
I feel that we need both of this to learn to necesitamos saber lo de las emociones y después ser consciente que no nos afecten. O sea, no es una negativa, it's not negative to all of this. It's more like to awaken to who we are, apart these emotions, sensations, thoughts, belief, all of things.
Yes. There are different ways to get to the same. But you know that, for instance, Guruji tells us a more direct way, but he can take us to that place. He can bypass emotions. What is to bypass? To jump over this and to go deeper, to a deeper place where there are no emotions and when there is only love. But he has this power because he's on the other side. But what happens for us, sometimes I will tell you my experience. Maybe your experience is different. But when I listen to him, it's immediate for me because he's talking for this place. But well, then everything comes again. Our ego, our mind, everything, and our emotions. And sometimes these emotions are very dense. We have a lot of pain, and this is what happens to most of the people in this world. That's why for them it's so difficult, and for us, because I'm included in all of this. And we need to go the other way also, the way of feeling. And so these emotions that are covering what we really are become so, begin to dissolve, and everything becomes lighter, and for us is better.
We need, we need this kind of music when you feel sad. Sometimes we need more this kind of music and in a realm of person, and need to cry, maybe, no? And sometimes this kind of music, heavy music or whatever, and in some moment, some change to inner.
Okay. Yes, because the grace of God is there. And
I think we need develop the observer and express our emotions, but we have identify with it.
Yes. This is very important. That when I say that if we are sad, we have to cry and allow our emotions to be there, I used a word that is consciously. And consciously means that without leveling it, without judging them. Because what happens? That sometimes we are sad, we feel pain, and we start to cry, but we are feeling, I shouldn't feel this. I shouldn't be like this. Why I am like this? Because I don't deserve to be happy. And everything becomes, and if we are judging, it is worse. It is worse. It is not better. We have to do it, but without judging, without identifying, without getting involved. Just allow them to be there. And this is what Eckhart Tolle says, be present, be in the present moment and accept what is. At this moment, it's like this. Well, just let it be there.
Say, I am sad and just look it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Just feel. It's like some friend say you, I am sad. Well, you are feeling that. It's a moment. It's just a moment.
Yes. Yes. And yes.
Maybe take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Maybe take a deep breath and breathe. Take a deep breath.
Make some masana.
Yes. Something that makes you feel better. Oh, here, this picture is very beautiful. Here is with his guru, and Sam Garrett is with Muji. It's very, very beautiful. Okay, I found it today that I was looking for a picture of him, and I found it in the internet. Okay, and well, then he uses, yes, talking about judging. That at the point the interviewer asked him what he thinks about spirituality, and he says, well, I live my own life, and we were talking about the word judge, or the word to judge our emotions, but it's a word that we can judge others also. And he says, he uses this expression to point a finger at somebody. I'm not interested, as he says something like this. I'm not interested on to point a finger on somebody. What is to point a finger on somebody?
Es apuntar.
Señalar.
Claro. Yes, to accuse someone or to criticize, to criticize someone because you think that he's not doing well, or he's having a bad behavior, or what he's doing is wrong or something. He says you have to just take care of your own.
We have enough work with ourselves.
What is the word?
I think we have enough work with
Yes. Yes, I understood. I have another word. That's why I asked you which word.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, and this is our all the questions that we have been dealing with. What you do in your dark moments, or do you usually face your problem or avoid them? What you do in your dark moments?
In this moment, face.
I'm
another moment, run away. It's the past.
It depends on the moment. It depends on the
Sometimes I feel too, but it's more consciousness now.
Yes. Yes. We can look back and let's say we have improved. Okay. And then he talks about joy, and it is very beautiful what he says, because his life is joy. It is not necessary the joy about something.
Unconditionally.
Yes, this, that, and he says, do you want to read what he says? Something like this. Many people are still.
I read.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who read?
Yes. Read. No, who you?
Okay. Many people are still looking to find that joy, no realizing that's escrito dos veces, that joy
Yes,
is the
that joy.
very frequency of their being.
Yes. What does this mean? That joy is what?
It's just
It's
inside
natural.
us.
Yes, it's within us.
It's already there.
It's natural.
Yeah. It's not something external will give us happiness, but they don't realize. And he says that, he talks about that life is like this, that we have good moments and bad moments. And he says at some point, he says, this is the paradox of life, the yin and yang of life. And why he uses this phrase? What is a paradox? Do you know what is a paradox?
About what?
The meaning of paradox is one thing. Yes. What is
It's a
paradox?
contrast. It's a contrast.
Yes.
It seems to be two things, seems to be contradictory, but in fact they are not. And
it's not to do something for whatever sense. Is the happiness is natural to state of being.
Yes, but here he's talking about these things that in life seems to be opposite, but in fact are complementary. That
yes,
which is good and bad things. That's why he talks about, he says, is the yin and yang of life. What is the yin and yang? Do you know?
Bueno o malo es bad and malo, no? Negative and positive.
Yang, yes, are two.
Dark and light.
Feminine,
and masculine.
Yes, and this is there is a symbol of the yin and yang. Here, do you want to read, Nuku, what does the expression means, the yin and yang?
The expression the yin and yang of life comes from the ancient Chinese concept of yin and yang. What does it mean? Yin and yang represent two opposite but complementary forces that exist in everything.
Yes, this is the key thing. They are opposite but complementary. So, what does this mean? What is the key idea here?
These opposites are not enemies. They are independent and always exist together. It's like is why Sam Garrett said dark moments maybe are blessings because
yes.
And that's why all these things happens in life, that he says they're still like this. There are many good people doing many good things and service, and well, for instance, we saw it yesterday with the walk of peace. There are many people that are working or are in service of peace, and many others that are doing war. And he says there is also war, starvation, hunger. There's still, but it means that there is a reason. These things has to exist because that they are interdependent. What the word interdependent means? That they cannot exist
without the other.
exactly. And that is what the symbol of yin and yang means. You know the symbol that is this one. That what happens? It's black and white, but the white has a black dot. And the black has a white dot. So, and I like this expression that is at the bottom. We are, Jose, do you want to read it?
Yes, we are not meant to be perfect. We are meant to be whole.
Meant. We are not meant to be perfect. We are meant to be the whole. And here it is also explained, and he said, we mean that life is made of contrasts. What are the contrasts in life? Who wants to read?
Life, happiness and sadness, success and failure, peace and conflict, light and darkness.
Yes. Success and failure. Peace and conflict, light and darkness. And
one
what would be the deeper meaning? That it is not white and black. It is not good or bad. It is, yes, what you have mentioned, Nuhu, when he says that the darkest moments are in fact awakening moments. Because what happens? What feels
bad can lead to growth. What feels good may not last forever. May even not to be good. Many times we wish something, but when we have, it's not good. It's an illusion.
Yes, it's an illusion. But we think that it is very good. It is perfect. Okay,
we fight for that. But
yes, we struggle a lot. We would kill for it. Yes.
Yeah.
Danny,
yes.
Besides your explanation, why it's considered feminine in the negative things and masculine in the positive things?
I think it's like negative, but not bad. It's
No.
like passive.
Yes.
It's like negative in the picture. It's It's not negative.
Negative in the sense of yes, but yes, it doesn't sound good, but it is like this. And you know that what our true essence, what we really are, is not feminine nor masculine. The self has no gender. That's why we have been, is the journey of the soul, that the soul has to experience everything. That's why they say, the master said that we have incarnated many, many times to be here. Now talking about spiritual things, because we are attracted to spirituality means that we have lived many, many lives, and in some lives we have been girls, and in another we have been boys.
Millions and millions of life.
Yes, and we have different roads.
Mosquito
because
life.
we have to experience what happens. We have to experience everything to come back home. And
feminine and masculine is not mean
yes,
woman and men.
No, they are kind of qualities, and that's why. And let's remember the symbol that everything has something of the other. Also, both are present in us. It is not like we are all feminine or all masculine. No, it doesn't have to do with this. That's why the symbol is like this. And I like this. This word that it says in the teachings of the yin and yang, says that the Tao, life is seen as a flow. And balance comes from accepting both sides. And this is the one I like most. Harmony is not perfection, but integration of opposites. This is why the key word we come to the same, that is what? Acceptance. Accept things as they are. Accept ourselves as we are. Accept others as they are. Accept life as it comes. For this, we are here, my friends. Not here in this space. We are here in this life to learn about this. Okay, but, well, this is what we are going to see in our next class to finish this interview. When he goes on talking, he says the great news that there is a space of love that underlies everything. Underneath all these emotions, this yin and yang, there is something that what happens.
We have to pass. We have to pass this feeling, and the peace is deeper, and we are happy.
This is what we truly are. This peace, this love, this space, we can describe it as this because we don't have words to describe this. But it's like, because it is here, it comes all the words with less, because this, what we are, is endless, is timeless, is limitless, and is boundless, is unconditional love. And that's why I think that he says in a moment at the end, he says of the part we saw, he says we have to try love because we have tried everything and it hasn't worked. It doesn't work. We have to try love, but this kind of love. The love that, as we have said, that accepts things as they are. Well, my friends, that is the love of God, and it is what we are. But first, we have to discover it within ourselves, going deeper and deeper. Well, my friends, to finish this beautiful class with everything, we can watch another song with by Sam Garrett, that the song that is called One Family, that he talks about this, that we are one family because there is only one love and is the same love for everyone. So let me look for it, and we finish like this today.
One family, one family, one family, we are. One family, one family, one family, we are. One earth, one sky, one blood, one tribe, one humankind, all family. Same laugh, same cry, same day, same night. One heart, one mind, no more enemy. One family, one family, one family, we are. Beyond our creed, our wounds to heal. Beyond beliefs, it's more than energy. Beyond the doubts, the scream, the shout, go let it out. Life is a melody. One family, one family. one family we are.
Well, my friends, this is a song we can listen to in our dark moments to remember what we really are. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
well,
Cari.
Thank
Blessing,
Anna and
everyone.
I see you tomorrow. See you
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
okay?
Yeah.
And
At
the
11.
rest of you, see you next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my friends.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.